I'm Kelly Omand from the Nantucket Conservation Foundation, and I wanted to share a bit about our native plant garden project at the office at 118 Cliff Road. I'm the plant ecologist and botanist here at the Conservation Foundation, and for the last 3 years we've been working on this project that started with seed money from the Nantucket Garden Club. And after we did the phase of work with them and informational signs around the office, we started a wildflower meadow project that's behind me that you can see in the video. And we collected seed and grew out plants from all around the island from our properties, and we did seeding and planting in this area after we removed a lot of invasives. It's hard to believe that this whole area was a huge tangle of invasive species and very low diversity. So we were able to grow a lot of different species, which really added a lot of dimension to this project. We have plants that are growing and flowering from the spring into the fall, and a lot of different species, a lot of different groups. There are at least 5 species of goldenrod, for instance, and several species of asters, which are really key for pollinators. But we also have plants from a lot of other groups that people might think of as weeds, and grasses and other species. And that's because a lot of these species are really insect specific. The insects will feed on them, so they'll lay eggs and you'll get larvae and caterpillars that are specific to those plants. And those are what really feed the birds during the breeding season. The birds are coming down and they're carrying off a little caterpillar and bringing it back to their young in the nest. So also we have seeds and berries that are produced late in the season, and those are really key for the migration. And the blooming time is really important. We have a lot of diversity for different pollinating insects and nectar feeding insects through the whole season. There are a lot of different flower types, depths of flowers and shapes of flowers for all different pollinators to use. So when we have people come to the garden to walk through, we can teach them about native plant landscaping and some of the benefits for them as a homeowner too. We really find that you don't really have to do much watering, because once the native plants are established, they don't need supplemental watering. This is their native habitat. And they also don't need fertilizing, because fertilizer is just not part of their natural system. They don't need to have a lot of herbicides applied, because you can do hand removal once things have been cleared out initially. And we use manual labor to remove a lot of invasives before when we were preparing the site. So now it's just spot digging. And then also you don't need to use a lot of insecticides, because really we want to benefit from the insects here. And by planting a diversity, you don't have a lot of huge insect problems all over. You just have small insect issues throughout the season. And those insects are actually food for all the birds and other things that are visiting your garden. So there are a lot of benefits from the homeowner. It also can be a really great thing for if you have a lot of runoff or a lot of rainwater that pools in your yard, because a lawn doesn't really absorb much of the runoff, and it really can't help with water control. But this type of a garden can really have deep roots, and they can really absorb a lot of water. And actually, this is on a little bit of a slope, so it slows the rain down, the rainwater runoff down as it runs down the slope. So we really would love people to come and stop by at the garden at the Nantucket Conservation Foundation. We do have a series of walks planned for next season. They were very popular this summer, so don't hesitate to sign up, because they'll sell out quickly. And I lead the walks, so I can answer a lot of questions about specific plants and do some information on each species and how they work in the landscape, and also how they benefit wildlife and birds and insects. So please enjoy this virtual tour and get an experience around our garden.